Hi children, good morning. Welcome back to our session. So, we are going for our new topic. Is it children? Yes. Our topic is about light, shadows and reflections. It's a very good chapter, interesting chapter. Is it? Yes. So, close your eyes all of you. Can you see me? Can you see any other things? No. Why? Because we have closed our eyes now. Yeah. So, if we close our eyes, we cannot see the nature. It's our beautiful nature that we cannot observe it. Is it? But to see these objects, what we need, children? We need the light. Without the light, we can't. Is it? Yes, not only we children, animals, birds, all the living things. If you want to see the non-living thing also, we need the light. Even though the trees also. So, the trees will absorb the light and it prepares the food. We know that. Photosynthesis process. Is it? Yes. So, for this and all, the main thing is the light. Without the light, we can't. So, daytime, the sun is giving the light for us. Night times, the electricity, the bulbs, it is going to give the light for us. So, here two types. That is one of the natural one and the artificial one. So, if any child is going to cry or it is not listening, your parents will say, I'll keep you in the dark room. So, in the dark room, something is there. Is it? Yes. So, dark means we cannot see anything. So, we feel somewhat of terror. Is it? Yeah, we are afraid of that. For the darkness. So, for this and all, we need the light, children. Here, I can say a small story regarding this. In a forest, which is the king of the forest, the lion is the king of the forest. So, one time, what the lion will do? It makes one small meeting by calling of all the animals. So, the lion will say, I am becoming very tired nowadays. So, my age is also going on. I can't go for the hunting. So, what you people should do? So, you have to come to me daily one. So, your wish. You have to come to me. Then, I will kill that animal and I am going to eat it. So, all the animals are very afraid of that lion. Then it's compulsory. The order is given by the king of the forest. So one by one daily they are going and the lion is eating very nice dinner. So it's the time for the rabbit. The rabbit time got, but the rabbit used the brain here. So if the rabbit went late to the lion. At that time, the lion is very angry and also hungry. And the lion is asking, why? A small rabbit, you are late. Because of you are late, I am feeling today very hungry. The rabbit told, yeah, I am also very eagerly coming to you, lion. But in the middle, I have seen, like you, the another lion. The lion was surprised and another one? No, impossible. I am the king of the forest. How can be the another one? No, I have seen. So, that's why that lion told that I am going to eat you. You are the dinner for me today. So, I told, no, you should not do like that. I have to go to my lion princess. So, this is the time that she has to eat to me. So the lion believed of that rabbit words and the lion told, move! Where is that? Stupid another lion, show for me. Today this one or that one. For the forest it should be only the one king. That is mine. Come fast. Let me show that one. First of all I want to kill that and once again I'll eat you. So the rabbit taken the lion to a well. So The rabbit told that here only the another line is there. It is hiding from you. The rabbit told. So eagerly the lion has seen. So in the well, what it will be, children? The water. If you see the water, in the water, once again we can see our face. So same like that, the lion also has seen the reflection of the another lion, and by roaring with the angry, it has jumped into the well. So what it has happened? The lion died. So sometimes we have to use our brain. So that is the story. In this story, what we have learned? So we can see the reflections. So shadows and as well as the reflections. Is it? Yes. So by using of the light, we can see the objects. So here we have to talk about the luminous objects and also the non-luminous objects. What are the luminous objects means? Like the objects like the sun that give out or emit light of their own are called luminous objects. So, which it is going to give the light of its own. We call it as the luminous objects. For example, sun, torchlight, candle. These are all the examples for the luminous objects. Then non-luminous objects. Non-luminous objects means the objects that which doesn't emit the light of own is called as non-luminous objects. So for these examples, the best example we can give as moon. Moon. So my moon will not emit the light by its own. It absorbs the light from the sun and it is going to shine for us. So the good example for the non-luminous object is moon. Okay. Next, let me go for the next topic. Next topic is transparent, opaque and translucent objects. Let me see now. What are transparent objects? What are transparent objects? Materials which allow light to pass through them completely are called as transparent objects. What are transparent objects, children? Materials which allow the light to pass through them completely are called transparent objects. Example, glass, water, air, etc. So we cannot see the air, but we can feel it if there is no air. So if you close your mouth, here itself the obstacle we can hear. That means if you close like this, we cannot see the objects. Is it, children? So through the air also we can see the objects very clearly. That's why the example is glass, water, air, etc. are called as transparent objects. Next, opaque objects. Materials which do not allow light to pass through them completely are called opaque objects. So, what are opaque objects? The light which doesn't pass through them completely are called as opaque objects. Example, if I take a book. So, can you see me? Can I see you? No, because the light is not passing through this material. So, like these materials, we call it as the opaque materials. Example, wood, metals, now which we have taken the thickness of that book. These are all examples for the opaque objects. And next, let me go for translucent objects. Translucent material allow partially transmission of light through them are called as translucent objects. Example, oily paper, tissue, some other plastics. So, if you take the any other plastic paper, example, you are going to wrapper for your books, no children? We'll say wrapper it. So, for this what you will do? You are going to keep the plastic cover. So, if you observe through that plastic cover, we cannot see the surroundings very clearly. Another example I can give, in your classrooms, windows are there. For that, it has covered. So, we can see somebody are there coming, but clearly we cannot see who came. So like those, the window sheets are example for the translucent objects. So this is about transparent objects, opaque objects and transparent objects. Okay children, understood? Okay. So by this, let me end up today's session and watch a small video, and also you have to write all these points in your running notes. Okay, thank you. Here are the translucent objects and opaque objects. So transparent object is the best example for the glass. Translucent object, it's the tissue paper. Opaque objects is apple. What do you mean by opaque objects? Opaque objects do not let any light through them. You cannot see through them. Some examples of opaque objects are carrot, it's a doll, door, shoes, and it is the bricks. Why it is important that these objects are opaque? Means by these objects the light doesn't travel. It doesn't travel. Okay. Next, let me go for translucent objects. Translucent objects only let some light through them. You cannot see clearly through a translucent object. Here are the few examples. So it's a paper, that is the oil paper, or any glass object which we cannot see through that. Why don't we have to see through these objects? Because only some light is passing through them. So only we can observe, but we cannot see clearly these objects. Next, transparent objects. Transparent objects allow you to see clearly through them. Here are the some examples. Window glass, spectacles, and magnifying glass. What we are having, the tea or the juice glass, and it is the time, which we are going to see the time through the sand clock. We call it as the sand clock. Then here, why it is important for these objects to be the transparent? Because it allows the light passes through them very clearly. So that's why we call it as the transparent objects.
How do we humans perceive the things around us? We have 5 senses that help us to interact with the world around us. These are sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. Eyes help us to see things, ears help us to hear sounds, we smell with our nose, taste with our tongue, and the sense of touch is provided by our skin. Of course, all senses are important, but the sense of sight is the most important. Here is an interesting fact. We perceive almost 80% of the world around us by using our sense of sight. We see objects around us with our eyes, but then why don't our eyes see these objects in the dark? The answer to this question is light. We are able to see the objects around us because of the light coming from these objects. The light from these objects travels in space and reaches our eyes. When it's dark or during nighttime, as there is no light, we are unable to see these objects clearly. Some objects can generate their own light. For instance, the sun, the fluorescent bulbs, burning candles can generate their own light. The objects which generate their own light are called the luminous objects. Almost all of the objects that we come across cannot generate their own light. The table, a chair, wall, paper are few of such examples. Such objects are called as non-luminous objects. But I just told you that we see objects around us because of the light coming from them. And if objects like these cannot generate light, then how come we are able to see them? We are able to see them because of the reflection of light. These objects reflect the light to our eyes. What light are they reflecting? Where is the light coming from? This light is nothing but the light coming from the luminous objects. So how can we summarize this? We are able to see non-luminous objects because they reflect the light of the luminous objects falling on these surfaces. Let me repeat. The light coming from the luminous objects falls on the non-luminous objects. Non-luminous objects then reflect this light, and this reflected light travels towards our eyes. And that's why we see the objects. In the daytime, we are able to see blue skies, the white clouds, and the green grass because the light from the sun is getting reflected by them and traveling towards our eyes. At night, we are able to see the moon because it is reflecting the light from the sun. Note that moon is non-luminous and it cannot generate its own light. As I said earlier, most of the objects that we come across in our daily life are non-luminous. We only see them because they reflect the light. Step inside a dark room, light up a torch, and point it at the distant wall. Look carefully at the path of the light coming from the torch. You will see tiny dust particles in the air. What is the reason for this? Why are you able to see these particles? You are able to see the dust particles because the light from the torch is getting reflected from their surfaces and traveling towards our eyes. We also see the same thing in a very dimly lit room where the only source of light is a small amount of sunlight coming from the window. In this video, we saw that the reflection of light plays an important role. It's because of the reflection of light